This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this StockBox interview.
Joining us today is Darren Hazelwood, the CEO of Panther Metals, following the announcement from the company that they plan to seek a CSE, a Canadian Stock Exchange listing. Well, thank you for your time, Darren. How are you feeling? I mean, give us some rationale, first of all, behind this.
Yeah, Mark, we're seeking a dual listing. So we're still going to be listed in London and we'll dual list in Canada. The tax advantages in Canada are such, especially for critical minerals focused businesses, which we are one, that we can no longer look past that. You know, we've turned down offers of capital from North America in the not too distant past. That some of that is reflected on their positions that they'd hold post that fundraise. And we just couldn't do it. But Canada's a market. Year on year, it continues to raise billions of dollars for explorers, for the exploration space. And sadly, that's just not happening in London. And you're looking at a business now in Panther that is rapidly advancing to the next stages. And we have to make sure that we're positioned to take advantage of that, but also that we do it in an economic way that is sustainable for our shareholders. And that's a big challenge in London without the tax incentives that are available to us freely in Canada. And people in Canada are used to raising via flow through. Something like 70% of all capital raised in Canada is via the flow through mechanism. So that's one advantage. And look, I know shareholders some have had issues regarding the share consolidation last year. And I can now bring that to the fore that was, this process was partly in mind when that was done. So the business was prepared and we didn't have to do a whole host of changes on top of the actual listing process. In Canada, slightly different to London and to Australia in terms, it doesn't like hundreds of millions of shares in issue to its explorers. And we did have that in mind at that time as well. So no, it's a really exciting development for us. We get to go into a lot bigger market. We've got to make sure that we're a business that is at the forefront of people's minds in Canada. And the assets that we've got is going to enable us to achieve that.
Okay. So, I mean, is it because you don't feel there's enough capital available in London and there's perhaps more capital or more incentives to invest? Or is it that you feel that you can sell the Canadian story better to Canadian investors and thus, get the value up, of the market cap of the company up?
I think the answer to that is, in the first instance, is the cost of capital is considerably cheaper and there's more capital available, but that is built on a tax system that's extremely supportive of explorers. There is capital available in London. We've proved that time and time again. However, the cost of that capital is such that it's so damaging for existing shareholders. We want investors in this business. We've got an asset base to support investors. We've got the right people working with us and within our networks. And I've got to make sure that I don't kill the business. And by moving to Canada, I believe that I can make our future a lot more competitive.
Okay. Well, Darren, thank you very much for your time today, the CEO of Panther Metals.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.